They kept all my stuff there, my luggage and everything there while I visited France.
Oh, okay.
They said they had a pub, the owners of the pub. And they said, what time are you leaving? I said, I'm going on the midnight ferry to France because it crosses the channel and it lands just near Caen.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we'll make sure you get there then. So I was sitting at the, I guess it was a Saturday night, it was a busy night anyway, and I was in the pub, knocked back a couple of beers and come to tap me on the shoulder. It was 10 o'clock, we're going to call you a cab. They did it, I would have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So they made sure I was on the cab and got to the ferry docks. So when I got to the ferry docks, I checked in, everything was fine, passport and everything, and paid my fare. And I sat down and I was having a coffee and I dozed off.
Oh no.
And next thing I know, a lady come tap me on the shoulder, she said, you taking the ferry? They're leaving. I said, oh God, yeah, I'm getting the ferry. So I run and I got on the ferry. Before I got in the ferry, there was a bollard there on the dock. And I put my camera there and my bag there, got my camera out and I was taking a picture of the ferry because it was midnight, but it was dark and I thought that it was all lit up. So I got on the ferry and we were sitting in reclining chairs, and there was a family sitting in front of me, and I got talking to them. They said that they brought up food. I said, where did you get it? And they said, oh, you go down one deck, just go down the hall, take the elevator down one deck, and there's like a cafeteria there. So I said, oh, I'm going to go down and get something. So I went down. I reached my wallet.
Oh no.
I couldn't find my wallet, What had happened, I put it in my, I found my wallet, but I couldn't find the camera. I had traveler's checks in there, So I went up and I went to the ship's office, and I said, I've got to get back on the dock. I think I left my traveler's checks on the dock because in the camera case.
That's where, yeah.
And he said, look out the porthole. We're moving.
Oh.
He said, you're going to France whether you like it or not. And I said, oh. So anyways, I got over there. I had some money in my wallet. I had most of my traveler's checks, but I had a few in the camera case. So I got over to France and no passport. So I got talking to the guys. I told them what happened. They said, okay, you can stay here, but you shouldn't really travel anywhere without a passport. Like I wanted to go to Caen, which is about 13 miles away, and the bus would go right there, but they wouldn't let me go.
Oh yeah.
So they kept me in the. I stayed in the terminal. It was all right. There was a concession there and everything. And I had some money, and so I never got to see my brother's grave. So, anyways, I went back to England, and went to Canada House or someplace and told them I'd lost my passport. Oh, she said another one. She said, we get people in here every day.
Yeah.
I said, well, anyways, I got no passport now, so they gave me a little note to carry that I checked in anyway. So I never got my camera or my passport back, and I got home okay. So a couple of years later, I went back and did it again, and I went to I got right through to my brother's grave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Pardon?
What year did you go back? What year did you go back to actually see the grave?
Yeah, I went back.
Which year was that?
Huh?
19.
87, 88, around 89. I think I went in 87 when I lost my passport, and I went back in 89.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed with my cousin for a couple of days too, up in Wakefield.
Mm-hmm.
They when I was in Portsmouth, there's like a big naval base there, right? And over across there's Whale Island, and there's where they train the gunners, eh?
Mm.
And they were having a thing at Whale Island anyway, and I got talking to this guy, and he said, "Oh, you're visiting from Canada?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, but I'm really going to see my cousin right now. Like, I'm going up to Wakefield in Leeds, near Leeds, eh?" He said, "Oh, we're going that way." They had these kids, students from their schools, were in the gymnasium in this base there, throwing batons up, practicing marching and
Yeah.
showing off. Girls, boys, and they said, "You can come on the bus with us." So I said, "Geez, I don't like to intrude on you. You got a pack of people to look for." He said, "Don't worry about it. You will fit in." And they took me up there
Oh, nice.
and found me a place to stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
And they even made a kid get up and give me a seat. There was just enough seats for the crowd, eh? And
Yeah.
I was an extra one, so. But they looked after me pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I come back from. I did go again. I don't. I got what I seen what I wanted to see. I seen his grave and it's funny. I was looking at a book here. I think I got it. I think I got it at the Legion. This. It's a military book. Eh? It's all about the Second War. I was looking through it, and I seen this picture of two guys standing by a Bren gun carrier, and it had a tarp over it, eh? Like a camouflage thing. I thought, geez, that looks like my brother, And it was. I think it is.
Really?
I'll show you.
Mm.
I'll show you the picture.
Yeah.
The book's downstairs. I took the page out and got it copied in color and glued the page back in again.
Oh.